right on time. So welcome back, everyone. My next guest, they've been on with me several times before, but kind of things got broken up because of the COVID virus and everything that's going on with that. I have with me Evan Gavrilis, and he is the owner of Accel Communications, and he also has with him Jim Sheely. And Jim, you're Director of Sales. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourselves and what you do, and then what we're going to talk about today. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Jim Sheely. I'm the sales director for Accel Communications. I go out and I meet customers and I help them design systems, and I engineer, and I do some project management, and I follow up and make sure that they're having a good experience.
A lot's going on right now, right? And business, you both, you do mainly businesses.
Yes, mainly.
Right. Let's get back up on that mic so everybody can hear you, okay? What I want to talk is a little bit about you, because a lot of people have not heard you now for a while. So I want to kind of go back into the services that you provide for businesses out there. Go ahead.
So we're in the commercial access control video space. We mostly do businesses, buildings, high-end stuff. I'm not saying real high-end stuff, but mostly access control, video, security, and fire alarms. That's kind of our space.
Right.
It's all local. We go, statewide. We do some work a little bit out of town, but for the most part, we're in that access control space. We secure facilities. We secure buildings that need to be secured. So guards don't go around and secure buildings at night. Technology does.
And your technology, you have state of the art. Let's talk a little bit about some of the different types of technology that you use.
Well, we use a cloud-based system called Brevo for our access control. The beauty of that is you're no longer having to rely on servers. You have a lot less IT interaction, and it's a lot more versatile, and you can use it worldwide. Whereas before, you were basically stuck to your facility.
And now everybody wants to use their phone. It's right on your phone, basically, right? If I remember correctly. So it's simple to use.
Absolutely.
Right? And obviously gives everybody peace of mind.
Right. You have options. You can carry a card. You can carry a key fob. You can have your phone. We find more and more our customers are getting away from the traditional card because things are changing.
And especially now.
Well, especially now, the technology, we're getting ready to introduce some touchless technology where you won't even be able to, you walk up to a door, it will recognize your phone credential, and it will open the door for you, along with automatic door openers and stuff like that companies are starting to install. You'll literally have touchless entry on a lot of facilities.
Wow. I mean, it looks like it's going to go towards that way. And you're rated with the Better Business Bureau. You're valley-wide.
Yes.
And you do free estimates for people?
Absolutely.
Right? You have to do that. Now, your website is Accel AZ. So it's spelled ACCELAZ.com. You can also call them. They do free estimates. Their number is 623-582-1420. In terms of everything with what's going on, I'm going to bring it up, I have to. How important is it, especially right now, with this COVID virus, and some people are not in their buildings still, right?
Yes.
And you need to make sure that you have security. It's all about being secure.
Right. Most of the, under normal situations, buildings are open between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. But when the COVID stuff hit, we had a lot of requests. The people now wanted to lock their building down. They didn't want it open during the day. They didn't want people in there because, for obvious reasons. So we were able to assist them through that, and a lot of it I did from my desk. I could do it right from my desk and assist people locking their doors down, changing their schedule, and actually changing the way the card reads, where if somebody wants to come in, they couldn't get in.
I want you to also tell the story, because it's been a while now. Remember when you were on, I think it was one of the last times that you, at your own facility, had somebody that was kind of hanging around outside, and how you were able to see what was going on. It even happened to you.
Yes.
If it can happen to you, it can happen to anybody.
Absolutely. We had an incident at our office on a Saturday. We have cameras, we have access control, we have everything that we kind of go over here, we use. So if I sell you a security system, I use the exact same system in my house. If we sell you an access control system, it's the exact same thing. So I got a notification from my camera system that somebody's at my front door. And I looked at the camera and there was a guy there, trying to pull on my front door, and we have a keypad on the front door, guessing codes, trying to get in my office. So I got the notification immediately, I went up there. We didn't find the guy, but my neighbor does know that he hangs around the area, and we notified the PD, and they're obviously gonna keep an eye out. But it was, one thing about video, it has to be, you have to do something with it, you know? What good is it to wake up on a Saturday morning?
And watch the guy that just broke in.
Yeah, well, he stole your car 5 hours ago. What good is that?
Mhm.
With analytics and the videos that are out today, you'll get notification right away. So it's not like, hey, somebody stole my car. It's like, hey, somebody's breaking into my car. You know, and I can notify the PD and they can have a better response time. But yeah, it happens to us, and I have, I don't know if that's videos on my website. It probably should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the website is Accel, A-C-C-E-L-A-Z, so ACCELAZ.com. You can call them. Their phone number is 623-582-1420. They do free estimates. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they're valley-wide. And right now, I think more than ever, people should be calling you and finding out all the time. You want to be able to feel secure. We're not living in the old days anymore. And now these old days that we're here now, they're gone too, because things have gotten so much worse. And I bet you even now, unfortunately, when bad things are going on in the world, people do bad things even more.
Sure, we're not here to try to scare anybody. We're just trying to bring awareness.
I don't think you have
Yeah,
to scare them. I
yeah.
think they know,
You know,
because they all know. You know what I'm saying? They know. We all know what we're talking about is
Yeah.
true here.
It's the same thing, in the 70s and 80s, seatbelt saves lives, right?
Mhm.
And people started using them, and it's the same thing with security. You gotta know your surroundings. You just put layers in front of people, you turn your alarm on. If you're a commercial business and you can walk into your business, I think that's wrong.
You had said to me the last time that you were here too, that you like a long-term relationship with your clients. I want to talk a bit about that, and because it's important. How does it work when somebody starts working with you?
Well, when I first go out and meet a customer, I spend time to actually get to know them, talk to them, learn about them, and then we start talking about their security needs and moving into it from that. Once I get the job, we go out, we do the work, and I still stay in touch with them. And then even after the job's completely done and we've moved on, I still reach out and talk to them. I have a great relationship with all of my customers.
I think it's really important too, because as people do things, I'm sure a lot of people do things in steps. I know that's probably, they'll say, okay, well, I want cameras first, or I want this first, or whatever. And then as they're going on, they feel better about something, and you might have told them, well, you can even do this. Then they decide they want to do more, so you come back and you got to be long term.
Oh yeah,
And of course, new stuff comes in all the time with what you do, right?
It does, and constantly researching new products and trends for the industry.
Right.
And then find
We're going to talk
customers.
about some of those too. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further. And the important thing is we were talking earlier about being proactive with your health. Be proactive with your life, with your things, with your business, and make sure that everyone, we didn't talk about that this time, but we're going to when we come back, about how about your employees, to make sure that they're safe. Everybody needs to be safe today. Again, the website is Accel, ACCELAZ, so accelaz.com. Their phone number is 623-582-1420. They're valley-wide. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they do free estimates. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. So, I want to talk a little bit more about, the different things that are going forward with,
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that, since we're still live on Facebook.
Well, so Jim has got we have a pretty large company we do a lot of work for, and they want thermal cameras. They want to be able to take people's body temperature, not temperature, but recognize, do they have,
If they have an elevated
If they have
temperature,
elevated.
and the cameras allow for you to actually set a threshold. So if you set it at 100 degrees for a person, it will actually set off, it'll show on the screen
So
an
if that
indication
person has a
someone-
temperature, go
Yes.
home.
yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's not so much go home, but it's, hey, you need to go to the second step of this screening process. where it needs to be a medical person with an actual thermometer that can check it, 'cause.
Right, to make sure.
Well, yeah, it's, you know,
Because they could have just
Arizona.
gotten in and, you know, right, they were driving on the freeway, it's hot here.
Exactly.
Or the
Right,
freeway, they
right.
almost just got in an accident, so they might be a little hot. But I think
Exactly.
that'd be great to come on and talk about it. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that'd be great, because that's exactly, so what that does is, it's for the employees, it's, you know, it's for the business to say, hey, we're proactive in doing this. We're just not gonna let people, especially, you know, you have some businesses of thousands of employees,
Mhm.
you know, and they all, you know, everybody's gone to work sick, right?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, but today you can't.
You're not supposed to.
But today you can't.
Yeah, that's
You
awesome. I
know.
can't wait to talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, so Jim's been working a lot with the thermal imaging cameras. We
I've heard of them for the walls,
Mhm.
so that you can check and see where all the, you know, I've heard through that.
Yes.
I've had people that work in businesses that come and check to make sure that there's not, I guess, energy flowing or something
Right,
like that.
like,
And then, of course, for women, they do thermal imaging, you know, too.
Right.
I think too.
This technology is in its infancy. It started too much.
Oh, but it's so cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, you know, so what we know today is it perfect technology? Not in any way, but companies want it.
They're gonna want it.
Right.
This is awesome. I love
Thermal,
it.
thermal imaging has been around for a long time, usually used by the military, but now they're finding other uses for it within the.
Sure, why not?
So,
I'm trying to remember the name of this movie that I saw years and years and years ago.
Brother?
Harrison Ford
Oh.
was in, I think that, and it was very scientific, it was like our world way ahead, right? And I used to think, wow, you know, gosh, it's gonna be really weird. It's becoming true.
Remember Star Trek and I love the 60s Star
Yeah,
Trek,
yeah, yeah.
right? They walk up to a door and it went zzz.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's where we are.
That's what's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
I
People
know.
don't wanna, touching handles and pulling on doors because everybody's been brought into this COVID thing. They want contact, you know.
Talk
there's a-
about state of the art.
Yeah, there's a big article in this magazine about.
We'll talk about it right
Yeah.
now. Hold on
Okay.
tight. Here we go. So welcome back, everyone. Well, talking about state of the art and being proactive about yourselves business-wise and being safe and keeping your employees safe and having some peace of mind. We're live on Facebook High, so everybody out there, like us and follow us, and we're going to share this show in just a little tiny bit here. So at the break, we've been talking a little bit about some of the different things that they have coming forward, and I'm blown away. Go ahead and tell them.
Well, one of the big things that the industry is scrambling to really get a good handle on and find a way to incorporate it is thermal imaging. What they're coming up with now are cameras that they can set temperature thresholds on, where if a person walks up and they have a higher than the threshold temperature, it'll start setting off alerts so that they need to go to additional screening.
And we talked about this now, so I joked because, and even you did. Of course, living here in Arizona, you might have a little bit higher temperature because it's hot here,
Yes, it is.
and you might have gotten it in an accident because everybody drives like maniacs here. So you might have a little bit higher temperature when you walk in the door. So you're not going home, but you're going to the next level, which they'll
Right.
then maybe have a doctor there or somebody that takes your actual temperature. I wanted to go ahead and tell them more about, you know, these are cameras that actually do that, you said.
Correct.
That's pretty neat. Go ahead, come on.
You know, the thermal camera, and you know, they obviously, like Jim said, they take the temperature, but the way businesses operate are changing. Okay, the way businesses, you know, with automatic door openers and thermal imaging cameras, all that stuff, the office space is changed. You're gonna have, you know, I read an article in Forbes magazine that Google has Google has not renewed leases and had pulled the plug on over 2 million square feet because they're not sure, you know, what they're gonna do either. And the office space and businesses are changing, and they're changing rapidly. How they do business, leaving your door open and letting anybody come in and say, "May I help you?"
Those days are over.
Those days are over because, you know, I don't know if this guy comes in. I don't know where he's been. I don't know if he's somebody's ex-husband, ex-wife, and they're all mad about something. You don't know.
That happens too. We have people that are coming in and doing a shooting up
Yeah.
bang bang all of a sudden there.
Yeah. I mean, what
It's
happened?
crazy.
Yeah. So we're just trying to we're trying to look, you know, where are we going with this? And it's in its infancy, like, it's really, you know, perfect world is gonna be this. You get your temperature taken by a camera, and as soon as that camera recognizes you're of a temperature that you're supposed to be, then your card reader will work, and then your door will open.
I mean, I can't even imagine it, but like we were talking earlier about also, I had said, gosh, you know, a long time ago I saw some movie, whatever it was, and I thought, wow, you know, it's gonna be really weird you know, in many years to come.
Yeah.
And it's became into
Right.
fruition.
Right.
Now even more so, and I think all of the things that we think that were so kind of cool when we were younger now are really here.
And I want to preface this by saying, we're not there yet. This technology is being developed as we speak.
Right.
They're really pushing this stuff. They don't have an interface between a thermal camera and a card reader and a door yet, but it's coming.
But you have other things that you'll have that once it's ready to go. I know
Yes,
you're gonna have
yes.
it. But for right now, when a company calls you, you're gonna offer them what? Let's say.
Immediately, what we have and we know works is mobile credentials. Everyone has a cell phone. So the big thing that people are going to want to start with is just touchless entry. So if you have a mobile credential, you use that to open the door. Now you're not having to touch something that somebody else has touched. Automatic door openers will be a thing, so that when you do that, the door will just open on its own. That's kind of where it's all going.
Yeah, I can probably see that, and I was thinking in my mind, now does that mean every door in office, because you think about how many doors there are.
It's a lot of
Oh,
doors.
there's a lot of doors.
There's a lot of doors.
So, you know, it seems to me, especially for people who work up at the front, that have like a little cubicle that's right up at the front and there's nobody else out there, how important is it for that somebody who's safe right when that person who is right at the front desk when you walk in the door?
It's what's happening today. I mean, you come to my office, you're not getting in unless you have an appointment or the girl buzzes.
You're not in mine either, by the way, so don't try. No.
Right. So I mean, it's just, you know, it's we have to rethink this all, because, you know, COVID really changed a lot of things. It changed a ton of things. So from the security aspect, the space we're in, yeah, we're looking at thermal, we're looking at, you know, contactless, touchless stuff, and all that stuff is gonna be here. It's just it's being developed as we speak.
And everything that you do, some of the other things that you also offer, like fire alarm and fire, just let's talk a little bit about that too. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, we offer fire alarm systems. We monitor them. A lot of buildings do construction work inside, so we'll come in and we'll make the modifications. That's one of our areas. All of our technicians are certified through NICET, which is really big in our industry for fire alarm.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that I want to talk about is for sure that all of the businesses now, we have a different mindset of what we're doing. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan in place and to be proactive with your business, not just your health. We were talking about that earlier. But now, how do I take care of all of these employees that I have working for me, that trust me, right?
But yeah, they you know, you're the boss. You're you know, it's your responsibility to protect your employees, whether that's access control, cameras, office designs. I mean, years ago, you'd walk into a doctor's office, right, and you could go anywhere. Today, if you walk into a doctor's office, you have to be let in somewhere or buzzed in somewhere. You can't just go anywhere anymore. So, you know, the office space has changed, and the security aspect of it has changed. You know, and everything's going mobile, everything's going thermal, everything's.
And everything's on your phone, so it
Everything's on
makes
your
it
phone.
pretty simple.
Whether you turn your security system on that we have, you open a door with your access control. If you get a call from your, you know, if our monitoring company calls you, you can log right into your cameras and say, oh, it's Jim, he's coming in on Saturday, he just forgot to turn the alarm off.
Who's your typical client?
Typical client is, you know, somebody who's a commercial customer, has access control, a little bit of video, and some maybe fire alarm work for us. But we do anywhere from 2 employee businesses to hundreds of employees, and we do work all around the country. We have other vendors that we do work for that have offices in St. Louis and Connecticut,
Utah, Texas.
So you're actually statewide in
We
many
are.
ways.
We're statewide, but we also have when it comes to access control and video, we have a nationwide presence where if you said, hey, Evan, Jim, I got a site in California, can you do it? I said, yeah, we just call up our support staff in California and they would take care of it. But the one thing great about access control and cameras, it's all done under one login. So if you want to see who's coming in your office in Georgia, you can just log in and see. If you want to see who's coming in your office in Texas, you can see the activity, you can see the video from one screen.
Wow. And again, let's stress how important it is and how fast does it take. So now somebody's hearing this and going, well, I really should probably take care of this. The turnaround time when you come in and kind of get it all done, how long does it take? What's it look like?
It usually looks like about 10 business days from start to finish.
So really that's not a lot of time at all when you think about it.
Absolutely. If everything goes according to plan, it's not a problem to meet that goal.
And again, I want to also stress it out to everybody out there. This is a new way of looking at things today. It's a new way of looking at the way that we take care of not only ourselves but our employees and making sure it used to be just healthcare. Now it's a lot more, right?
Yeah, it's a lot more. It's, it's being aware of your surroundings and, and people just need to realize that, they have, especially business owners, that's what we really cater. We try to, we're not in it for just to go out and sell you something and run. We're looking for a relationship.
Right.
We're looking for a relationship down the road. And you know what? Sometimes, Carol, maybe we're not a good fit for somebody.
Right.
And that's okay. But, oh, you guys are too much or you this. But you know what? If you call my office on Saturday or you call the on-call number, guess what? We're going to answer.
Let me ask you too something about that is that when you're working with a client, and do you kind of help them understand the process of what will happen if, God forbid, something does happen? Do you kind of work with them along the way to understand it? It's not just about putting in the cameras and then saying, hey, here you go, see you later, push this button, or do you kind of talk to them and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, we make sure they're fully versed in every aspect of it, and a lot of times they'll ask, so what happens
Right.
if this happens? If somebody comes through and it goes off.
Yeah.
We walk them through all those steps. We show them how to react to those steps.
That's important because
Absolutely.
sometimes it's when something happens that you forget about what to do,
Yes.
right?
Well, Carol, we tried to manage expectations. I've been in many situations where they say, listen, we got $10,000 for cameras and we want to put them outside around the parking lot. And I'm going to say, you know what, here's what I'm going to tell you. Take your money and put lights in your parking lot and then call me. Because a camera will do no good in a dark parking lot, because we will go through at night and we will ask them how bright their parking lot is, because a camera's like a human. If you can't see at night, a camera won't be. So
Right.
I'll say, you know what, so I manage our expectations. I can take your money and at nighttime you're gonna call me and say, hey Evan, I can't see anything in the parking lot. So well, you need to put lights out there. I'm completely the other way. I'll tell you, don't spend it with me. Call your electrician, put some lights in the parking lot, fix the lights you have, all right, and then we'll talk about cameras.
And you know what? It's all about safety. And
Yes.
what you do is you're going to be coming to them and kind of going over what they need to do before they do anything,
Right.
especially. But right now, it is all about being safe, not
Yes.
only just with our health, but with everybody that we work with, our employees, our businesses. We want to make sure that we're safe. This is a long weekend,
It
and a
is.
lot of people are going to be out of their businesses. Think about what we're talking about here.
If you have access control, make sure you do your holiday schedules for Monday.
The number to call is 623-582-1420. It's Accel, ACCELAZ.com.
Let's go lunch.
Hold on.